Wow. All right. I love you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Would you tell your brother to go check that message that your dad put in family chat and do all those things? chicken. I'm going to do it last because that's going to end up being our supper this evening, or part of our supper. We will need to come up with a side, and so we have salad in there. I don't know if we'll just do a salad as a side with it, or if we'll end up doing something else. And so if there's any side recipes or any type of, I guess, dishes that we could search up, I've got tons. I've got an entire bookshelf of nothing but cookbooks. Some I've had for years, and then some like Minecraft ones I have just recently gotten. And so what I'm wanting to do with this channel is over time kind of work into more of these video game based cookbooks and cooking some of these things that are in these official gaming cookbooks. And I've also been looking at Soul Mask and 7 Days to Die and some of the food options that you can make in game. And I was writing some notes last night. I thought about trying out some of my own recipes, creating some of my own recipes using those ingredients, and then seeing what we can do with them. And so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what it's going to look like. I want to do the same thing with Soul Mask as well. We really had a lot of trouble getting into the game last night, but we may try to stream it today without Oblivious. Not decided yet. I know Limzon wants to play Lethal Company today, and T-Dog does too. Is that what you've agreed on too? Is you want to do? Okay, so I think we're going to be doing some Lethal Company today, and then I want to move into Soul Mask. I've been super pumped about Soul Mask like crazy, because right now 7 Days to Die and Soul Mask are probably my two favorite games. And I think it would be so cool to come up with some recipes for the food that you make in the game using those ingredients. And of course, I may have to add some things, like some of them don't have anything wet in them, like to bind them. So we'll see how it goes. I used to make recipes a lot, and I lost the notes, the book that I had written a lot of those in. I lost it, and I'm seriously kicking myself for that. So I kind of remember what I used in some of them. A lot of them were like I had a recipe, but I didn't like some things in it, and then I ended up just kind of making my own. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully, as I progress through this and learn more and more about how to use like Streamlabs and just all of this stuff, this streaming equipment, it will get better and better. Oblivious has been helping me out a ton on what to do, how to use this software, and so hopefully we can do that. And then I've been bugging T-Dog. She likes to make slime, and so I thought it would be cool if she made like a 7 Days to Die slime and maybe a Soul Mask slime. So like some different, we want this to be based more off of video games on this channel, and so I want to base my cooking off of that slime. And so that's what we're kind of going for. It's a work in progress, so you're going to kind of see it develop as we go. We're all new to a lot of this. Oblivious probably has done more than any of it. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and I think get started. Can you check and see if the sound's coming through for me? I just want to make sure my sound is working correctly and it doesn't sound crazy. So if anybody, if you can hear me or if you cannot hear me, please let me know, because I kind of fried my brain yesterday on all of the audio things. I had dictionary.com up on some of these things because I'm like, I don't know what reverberation is. Like, what are these terms? And I'm a firm believer in if you don't speak the language, you can't do whatever it is that you're wanting to learn. And so I'm learning a lot of audio-based vocabulary as I go. I am not afraid to admit that. I was raised in a very rural area, and my education is not top-notch. It became better, but so yeah, I will be learning as I go, and that's who I am. watching chat, T-Dog is going to be assisting me today, and probably a lot, because this girl, she is so creative. She is so creative where I can be very, this is the thing. She can come up with stuff and just kind of give it that little extra oomph that just makes it cool. And it doesn't matter if it's an art project, if it's food. She is just she's very, very creative. And so I think that's where we work very, very well together. And she's got this very creative flair that is awesome. So I'm just going to check one more thing and make sure. Oh, that was just a sale text. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with our blueberry
muffins.
And these are going to be whole wheat blueberry muffins. Now we're going to have to make some modifications just because my fridge is so packed full from my last grocery shopping adventure at Costco that I can't fit anything else in there. So as far as cold ingredients, we're going to work with what we have until I can make just some room, because there's literally nowhere else cold to put it unless it's frozen. I gotta have coffee to power me. That's my fuel.
I have to have gum to power me.
So, I've already preheated my oven to 350. And I turned off that other camera. I don't plan on using the stove a lot today. So, most of what I'm going to be doing is either here or in my multi-cooker. So, I'm just gonna get everything going. As far as ingredients go, we need, this calls for 2 very ripe, large bananas, and confession time, these aren't as ripe as I wanted them to be. I peeled them and have let them set out for quite a while, which I know that will only do so much. And so I am worried about the sweetness of this. I might throw a little bit of stevia in just because these aren't going to be as ripe as I wanted. And I did use 3 because these bananas are really, really small. And so if I feel like the batter doesn't look the way I want it to, then we can add and take away things. So we've got our ripe bananas. I've got whole wheat flour. This is just some organic whole wheat flour from Costco. I keep in this very nicely labeled container, so that's how we know it's whole wheat flour. We are going to need some baking powder, baking soda. I had like 8 open containers of baking soda, and I hope it's still good. I just put them all in here because I can't stand multiple open containers of things. It makes me insane. Okay, so we have our salt here. We have, so it calls for light brown sugar. I just have some regular brown sugar. This is just brown sugar. I'm gonna roll with it. I know you can get like light and dark, and I know if pretty much it's gonna have a little bit more of that molasses taste that makes brown sugar. And I'm totally cool with that. So we're gonna be using regular brown sugar. Buttermilk is another thing I did not have, but there is a little hack that you can do. For every cup of milk, you add a teaspoon of vinegar. So we're gonna need 2 cups, and I am using whole wheat flour. That's what this recipe calls for. Well, sometimes can be ingredients will look that way. just heat this up in the microwave. And then let it get good and melty.
The bananas are very, very mashed.
And I hope everybody is having a happy Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I think we're going to go ahead and stream us cooking our Thanksgiving meal, and that will start pretty early. I did get a small turkey to cook, so I hope you guys may want to join us while we cook our Thanksgiving meal. I'm still working out the recipes that I'm going to use, or if I'm going to do my own thing on those. I haven't decided yet. Okay, I've got my butter melted, and so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to add in. Let's see here. We're just going to kind of make a little bell here in the center, and then kind of fold everything into this. It's an ugly bowl, but close enough. Close enough. Okay, so we're gonna add buttermilk there, and I don't know if you can tell, but see how it has started to curl a little bit from that vinegar. It's just little hack I do. I would rather cook with regular buttermilk, but like I said, I'm trying to just do this based off of what I have on hand, and so if I can make substitutions, I will. And every now and then a substitution tastes better than the real thing. So we'll see how this works. So our egg is somewhere. Here it is. Lightly beaten. Ooh, I didn't get us a trash bowl. I'll do that later. I won't have much more. I won't have eggs for this anymore for this recipe, and I'll do it later. Where's your? I'm just gonna use your. I'm all about the less dishes, the better.
So she's just eating the egg.
Okay. I'll just put that there, wipe it down later. So putting our egg in. And then what's next? The butter. I'm just gonna pour you in. Okay. Then we'll do the bananas. Let's get a little. I'm gonna get one of these little spatulas. Okay. I'm gonna kind of. Why don't we go set this one in the sink? I think we're done with the fork for now. I think. If not, we'll dirty it up.
I mashed them a lot, and so they're very mashed.
There we go. That's our new trash bowl right
They're
here.
monster mash.
Monster mash. So, okay, just leave that there. I'm gonna kind of use that as my little trash bowl, and then it says we're just gonna fold the ingredients until it's incorporated. And so,
Oh,
have the kitchen, and then you don't have all these dishes just piling up. And when we do Thanksgiving, that's definitely going to happen. But as far as just the kids being home, we plan on doing some gaming, and so I don't want to be in the kitchen all day. Even if I'm in here 1 or 2 hours, all 3 meals are ready to go after that. Like I'm totally cool with that. Okay, so the next part, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to add in our beautiful blueberries. Okay, would you like to do that? And then we're just essentially taking our mixture. We don't want to overmix our batter because whenever some batters, if they're overmixed, they don't cook as well. And then after that, we're just going to put it into our and bake them. So it's going to be nice and easy. So on these, pretty much I just want to get the blueberries essentially just pushed into the batter. Some blueberry dish is going to happen this one. It's frozen berries. I haven't done it. I'm just going to scoot this over to the side. And then we're going to grab our blueberry. And this, I believe, is supposed to make it shows a picture. Okay, so I'm going to use I know what I'm going to use. Because we don't want to get a whole bunch on the sides or it'll burn and terrible. I think the only time it really would get to me is if I was cooking like really expensive meals. But if I'm going to do that, I've already watched really good videos on how to work with whatever that effect is. And I try to go into those situations as much as possible. Yeah, we're gonna do suspicious stew. That's gonna be our lunch, and that is from that Minecraft book that we got. We are really pumped about it, and I think it is.
To those who don't are like exactly like our fans, but it's like suspicious stew. You can kind of find it in like treasure chests, or you can make it with like a bowl and some mushrooms. It's suspicious stew. It gives you a random potion effect. So it can either be a good effect, like oh you have super speed now. That's not real, but you're weak big or something. Or it can be a bad effect, like you take damage for this reason. So it's called suspicious stew because there's like a 50-50 chance that you could either get a good effect or a bad effect, and it's just a random potion effect at the game. So that's what suspicious stew is. You can make it with like a bowl and some mushrooms, or find it in like treasure chests and stuff.
Well, hey, that's cool. won't really get into the pan. And so we're gonna wing this. I'm still looking at some top-down view cameras. The other issue I'm having is finding a camera with a cord long enough, or I need to find some sort of wireless option. So I've got a list of things I'm looking for, trying to find to get the best angles for, so everybody can see what we're doing, because my goal is to have a view of me, a view of my workspace, and then a view of the stove for when we are cooking things in the pan. And so what I may be doing is a little bit of back and forth today. I know that's not ideal, but if you'll bear with me, I'll try to show as much of what I'm doing as I can. So we're gonna grab some oil, some cooking oil. That's olive oil. No, here we go. I'm gonna be using, it says canola oil, I'm gonna be using grapeseed oil. It's a neutral tasting oil. I use it for everything. So got our oil right here. Then we're gonna grab a yellow onion. We're gonna need to dice this guy. I will let you all, I'm gonna show you the prep as I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a cutting board. That is one thing that makes me like so angry, is when you see these recipes and they're like, you can cook this in 30 minutes, but then you've got to spend 2 hours prepping. So I kind of want to show like what the prep looks like, and sometimes the kids help me. I've worked with them on how to use a knife in the kitchen, how to do it safely, and so sometimes we'll divide up, kind of a divide and conquer. Maybe we'll have one of the kids prep for me, I do the cooking, and then another kid does all the cleanup and dishes, and I try not to leave like a huge mess for them. But that's kind of how we try to split up some of our just chores and duties around the house. So we want some, it calls for brown and white mushrooms. We're going to be using brown. I've got some baby Bella mushrooms that I'm going to be using. And I'll just get my scale and we'll weigh them when it's time to get those prepped. 3 gold tomatoes. Potatoes. Why did I say tomatoes? I'm crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these out of the bag. Would you, T-Dog? Those are huge. That is a huge potato. Let's do just some medium-sized potatoes. I don't want like... Okay, this one we'll save because it is so big.
It's like
T-Dog, would you mind washing that potato for us? I'm gonna get my oh goodness, made a mess there.
my hands are clean, by the way.
Okay, if you would just rinse those off. The basket on the sink. Rinse those off for me. Just make sure there's no dirt on them. They're good and cleaned off. 1 carrot. Grab a carrot. Same thing with the carrot. If you, I'm gonna just set things over here for you to rinse off. And
Want me to use that vegetable wash stuff?
yeah, with the skins. No, I think those are okay. These are all really, let's wait on those. You can set them, as you wash them, bring them and just set them right here on this towel here. And then, okay, next thing, 4 cloves of garlic. Do I have any here? I keep these little bowls of ingredients I use a lot of. Got my trash bowl going over here. Okay, let's grab us some. So I'm kind of at the middle of my garlic here. So it's calling for 4 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. Gotta keep those vampires away. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna use them all. You can't have too much garlic. Please prove me wrong. Please show together. And then let me get my measurements are going to be exact here. I believe the conversion rate is 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon. And so I'm just putting like a really big tablespoon of the bouillon into the water. This stuff is really good. There we go, give it a little extra. But I always keep that in my refrigerator because if I need it out of broth, because I use it so much, almost every day. So this is just a quick way, quick substitution to get some broth. Very handsy, very handsy. Limbs on, your muffins are going to be ready in about 17 minutes. Okay, so what else do we need? I've got some tomato paste that I've already opened. I thought I did. Did I use it? Oh no. This is not good. Oh no. What did you use? I believe someone has stolen my tomato paste.
Well, I like tomato.
Oh, there it is. It just got moved for some reason. Probably we were adjusting things. Okay. This is some tomato paste I opened yesterday. And so I just covered it with foil and put it back in the fridge because I knew I would use it. Soy sauce. Grab some of that. Where's my soy sauce? There we go. Soy sauce here. And not really sure why it's in the fridge. Anyways, brown lentils. So I've got those. I've got my salt and pepper.
Right here.
I'm going to go ahead and use these. Those really need to just go onto the kitchen table, I think. I'll do it later. And then 1 cup of paprika. So I have spinach. That's what we're going to be using. I had some greens, but those went bad on me sooner than the date. So we're just going to use some baby spinach. I think that'll work. And then, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started prepping. Let's get, I'm going to need a couple of bowls because I know I need to weigh those mushrooms. There we go, we'll use these guys.
Weigh some mushrooms.
Okay, and then I'm going to grab a chopping knife. Chopping knife. Okay, so let's go ahead and chop our onion. You guys can all watch me cry because I'm a huge onion chopper.
She really is.
Here's what you got. I'm just gonna peel this really quick, get all those little pieces off of there. Use a knife to kind of help them along. really?
make it with brown mushrooms in the game.
Oh, how cool. So they're whoever did this recipe is actually using...
One of the ingredients is brown mushrooms.
That's what I'm wanting to do with some of the other games we play is either, if there's a cookbook out there, try the recipes in that cookbook. If there's not, let's see what we can come up with what we know. I'm going to try to just get these scoops off of here, off my cutting board. I got this little scrapey thing because I did not realize this. I had done this forever. But using your knife to I used to just use my knife and scrape it, and then I cut myself one day because I got some really sharp knives. So that was kind of lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, I've been listening to this book called The Food Lab on Audible, and he had a section in there on knives and said that you can actually dull your knives doing that, so I'm sure that contributed to the dull knife in the first place. So I found this with 2 other knives. It was like $15. I thought that was a pretty good buy, but I use that thing all the time now. Just cutting off a little bit. So we're still just peeling this onion. And like I said, if you in chat, if you have any ideas, suggestions, our family does play a lot of video games. Like I said, if you are just coming in, this is Suspicious Stew from the Minecraft cookbook with some minor modifications. Come on, this is just really stuck on there. Come on, guy. I know there's better ways of doing this. There has to be. Okay. Do you have any suggestions, hints, hacks? Hit me with them, please. We're all ears here. Okay, so we got our onion nice and clean, except for this one little section here.
Give it to Dad.
Yeah, it's his. It'll be his. Save that for Oblivious. Okay, just keeping a clean cutting board here. I probably could have done that a million ways more efficiently. Okay, so I'm just going to chop this onion.
It needs to be diced.
And then the layers will then start breaking apart. That little guy can go in the trash. Trash hole. Okay, I'll put these in my kind of prep hole here. And then we'll do the same thing here. Oh, I'm starting to cry. Oh, there it is. The tears are coming. Oh, Lord. So, woo! That is a strong onion. I am not playing. Sometimes a good cry just something for the soul. Woo! That is just very strong. Okay. And I'm a baby at the same time. So sorry about that.
Y'all are lucky you don't have this in here.
Yeah, this thing isn't messing around with me. Okay, so we've got our onion prepped. 8 ounces. Sorry, my eyes are tearing up, so I'm having trouble reading.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Your face was just, you were like,
So I'm going to get my little scale out here. We need about 8 ounces of mushrooms, and I've got I need about half of this, I think. And so I'm gonna rinse these. rinse these off really quick.
I have to entertain you again, so this is Bob, and this is Bob and Steve are besties. There's new potato in town.
Okay, so I'm just gonna set these over here so they can kind of dry out. Just don't want them absorbing a bunch of water, but I also don't want dirt in my food. Okay, go ahead and slice these little guys. These stems are pretty clean actually, so I'm going to slice these so we can actually see the mushrooms. They want. Okay, so there's our chopped mushrooms right there. We've got those just kind of hanging out. I'm going to put them over here by the onions. The next thing is we want to dice our carrots. I am going to go ahead and leave the skin on because there's nutrients in there, just like in potatoes. I'm going to kind of start off with something that's easier to work with. butt is on my pillow. I'm gonna be butt faced tonight.
He's like cocking his head like,
Okay, what was next? The garlic is gonna be minced. So I plan on doing quite a bit of cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and get the garlic right now.
the garlic. I have such a big hand now. Oh my god, they look really good.
Like out of the oven. So I am really pumped about these. These look amazing. And then just to test it, I've got my little toothpicks. It says until it comes out clean, and so nothing on it. So those are good. I'm gonna just set these over here and let them cool down on some pot holders. Okay. Next, I'm going to keep prepping my next recipe. So we've got 4 cloves of garlic. You don't let a recipe tell you how much garlic to use. Okay?
We like to keep the vampires out.
We gotta keep those vampires out.
One time, I put garlic powder on my mac and cheese, and it was actually really good.
Ooh, like a garlic. That does sound good. T-Dog made. What was the recipe you used for that mac and cheese? Was it in your Kitch chef book?
I can't remember the name of it, but it was in the Hero's Feast and Tandy book.
Oh, I thought you used the Kitch chef one. That was so good.
It takes a while, but it is really
It does take a while, and we're some of this we're learning. She's learning, I'm learning. So
I think the cheeses you use are like Gruyere and then some more, and then you make it and put like breadcrumbs on top.
I'm just peeling this garlic here.
I think we're gonna make the mac and cheese for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I've got a few recipes I was going to show you and see what you liked, and we can do, because I know that the D&D book has that mac and cheese was so good. So freaking good. And like I said, if you have any suggestions, questions, show recommendations, please put that in chat. I would love to see, I'd love to interact.
Or we can do video game recommendations.
Video game recommendations,
Or always
yeah.
looking for something new.
And I know we didn't really post this stream. We kind of just did it, and I'm still learning all of this stuff. about now? Is this any better? I'm gonna readjust. Let me do a quick adjustment and let's see if we can make this better. Snake Eyes, thank you very much for letting me know that. I need feedback. The music is too loud. Okay, I can bump that down too.
He said that's better.
Is that much better? Tell me any more adjustments. I am happy to make these. I want everybody to be happy and hear everything. Okay, that is better. Okay, perfect. Well, if anything changes, let me know. Snake Eyes, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that.
He said yes, it is better. Whenever you use this garlic mincer, on like the inside, it looks like a flower.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does. It like makes this little
Kind of thing, and then you like cut it off, and then it'll happen.
Okay, so I'm just mincing this garlic. I usually don't bust this thing out unless I'm going to be cooking a lot that day because it, like I said, it's kind of hard to clean. But I always keep like a couple of toothbrushes by the sink for those like tiny, hard to reach places. And so that's usually what I end up.
Bimbo.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I needed that, Snake Eyes. You know how to keep me motivated. Okay, so I'm gonna just use the back of my knife and just scrape all this beautiful garlic out. Oh my gosh, look how good you look.
It's like so.
T-Dog, would you go open that patio door for me? Just, it is so hot in here. I am going insane.
Spike was wanting to go out there earlier. I think
It's okay. The dogs like to go sit out there too. Just chill out in the sun. Okay, so I've kind of got that pulled out. I'm gonna let that hang out on the cutting board for now. I think everything else I can kind of roll with as I go. All right, it's about time to start the cooking part. Okay, so this calls for a Dutch oven. So we're gonna put oh, our dogs are alerting everyone that there are other dogs around. Just letting everybody know what's going on, you know? That's what we... Goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little Dutch oven out. And... oh, it's way back here.
Sorry, I was just putting up the
Okay, so we're gonna add the onion and saute it. I am just going to use the burner that my stock was sitting on. Let that sit here because this is a very thick pan, and so it will take a little bit of time to get good and warm for me. Give that a nice stir, and we'll add it all at once. Wait a minute. We didn't do anything. I forgot about our potatoes. How could I forget, you guys? What? What are we talking about? Okay, here we go. We named the potatoes. Wow. does.
On the recipe app.
No. No. This is where the recipes drive me crazy because it's
We have
like
to chop onions, garlic,
the
mushrooms,
prep
a carrot, and potatoes.
it takes time. And this is where, yes, this is a simple recipe, but you're not going to go buy cut up potatoes. Like, nobody wants to eat that. And that's why on this, I did want to actually go through the prep. And I don't mind chopping veggies, but I know when you work and you're really pressed for time, that,
Saying 5 minutes prep time maybe isn't the
But-
best idea.
the kids, I mean, I know you kind of enjoy doing some prepping sometimes.
I like cutting up veggies.
And so if you just talk, kids can learn knife skills in the kitchen at a pretty young age. You can't just hand them a knife and walk away.
Yeah, like you have to tell them how to hold the knife.
Yeah, and we have some books. We have a book called, is it
Kitch Chef book, yes.
And it goes over knife skills, and it is geared. Why don't you get it off the shelf? I'll show them that book I don't even know where we got it. It could have been Amazon or Barnes and Noble or who knows. This has been, I actually was reading this book with the kids, and it was going over things I didn't know. I just learned cooking with my grandma in the kitchen and just watching her. It's on the bottom shelf, I think. And so a lot of what I learned was just watching her, just watching what she did. And so anytime I can get a hold of some books or something to read, I also love to watch America's Test Kitchen. I watch that a lot, and I will rewatch. And so I'm always trying to just get new ideas. Yes, this is the book here, and it has like these lessons, and so there's like there's a section that has lessons, and then it'll have a recipe geared to that lesson. And even though it's for kids, if you don't have any, I guess if you haven't been cooking a long time, well, like I said, I've been cooking since I was like 8, when I started making some of my own, cooking on my own, I guess, without somebody, kind of guiding me. But it's never too late to learn, and there are people that have some just really cool hacks and ideas. And so I read through that book, and it had stuff in there I had not heard of, and it was really helpful. It was really helpful for me. But of course, the kids use it. There's kind of a little spot. Ooh, a couple of little spots there. I don't want those in our stew. Okay, we'll put those in our trash bowl.
Do you think the muffins will cool down a bit?
Let's give them just a minute because I want them good and set up so I can pop them out of those silicone pads. And I know Livzon is like ready for food, and so we can take him one of those yogurt cups to go with it. And I'm just gonna, and I like to leave the skins on because there's a lot of nutrients in the skins. Alright, we got our potatoes all nice and diced, and so I know the prep does create more dishes, and there's times where I totally cut corners on that. I do, especially if I'm in a hurry, if I've got a lot to do. But this is most of our prepped ingredients here. I think I should have a measuring cup for the garlic. And so this is all of our ingredients ready to go. And definitely it took more than 5 minutes. And so that's where this book does have prep time. You are not going to chop all these veggies in 5 minutes correctly. It's not going to happen. Unless like you're one of those little cartoon guys with the little swords and you can just like ninja it. I'd cut my own head off.
This is vegetarian, vegan,
Oh yeah, vegetarian, vegan, and dairy-free was what it says. It says special tools and then yield 4 bowls of stew. Layer type nurturer. That's awesome. Anyway, anyways, this is a really cool cookbook. I'm not really sure what I can exactly show on stream. That's something I'm still learning, like how the copyright works and all of that. Cause like I don't want to steal other people's work. I just want to make some of these recipes and just show you what I'm doing and how they turn out, and then let you know how they taste. Like, is this book worth getting? That's really my goal here. And so I'm still researching. If anybody knows of anything, again, throw it in the chat. I will check it out. I am very open. So I've got my stock pot heating up, and we're gonna add the oil. And it says saute for 6 minutes, or until the onions are soft and translucent. So I'm just gonna check my pot really quick, make sure I can feel the heat off of it. It's good and hot. And so I'm gonna add this. Let this oil get good and hot. That feels like a tablespoon. And then we're gonna add those onions in. And I'm gonna let T-Dog kind of move the onions around while I pop these muffins. Pop it. Pop the muffins. Let me watch it. I messed up. Onions are wrong. I'm gonna put them here. And my kids put it on before I put them in there to saute them. Oh, you are cooking something. Just use this spoon here and just kind of stir them around the oil in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. They're still. I'm gonna let these cool a little longer. Right? I'm gonna switch pot holders. Like I said, I know I need wire racks. That is something I'm gonna try to get orders for. Crazy. So next. So the next, I'm gonna let her cook those about 6 minutes, and then I'm gonna watch them with you. I want them to get and so gosh, it smells so good. Hopefully they don't make you cry. And I'll bring the pan over to the camera. Like I said, I'm still working with how I'm going to have everything set up for this stream. And so I did have a camera aimed at the oven, but I just could not get the top down angle that I wanted to where the cord would reach. And so that's kind of my next little hurdle I'm working on. I think I got my sound sorted out. I got a audio interface to put my microphone into. And so if I need to make any adjustments, I can do them pretty quick. And so if you want me to do something different or see something different, please put it in the chat. I love any ideas, anything you want to see. And I think, well, like I said, it's a work in progress, and so if you'll work with me, I will try any ideas. I'd love to see them. Okay, so let's check on our onions. Our muffins are still cooling down. They are still very, very hot. I want to make sure my muffins are set up before I start popping them out. I want to try to keep them all intact. And then if there's other things you would like to see on this stream, we're open to ideas. Like I said, T-Dog loves to make slimes, and so I thought it would be really cool to let her make some like video game inspired slime. We've got lots of ingredients for that. And I'd like to see what she does with the 7 days slime or a soul mask slime. I think those would be super fun. pretty good here. And so that's kind of what they look like in our pan. I'm going to put this back on the heat. The good thing about the Dutch oven is it's so thick that I could pull it off the heat for a second and the pan will it'll stay hot for a few seconds for me to show it off and keep it, that way you can see what I'm doing since I don't have that other camera going right now. So next we're going to go ahead, I'm going to start adding all of our ingredients. I'm just going to use it as a tray. And then, okay, Tino. Okay, we're going to start pouring all these things in. So what do you want to put in first?
The potatoes.
All right.
Super hard.
I know, we got to make them first today. So, oh my goodness, that's how you make a mess in the kitchen. Come here, dogs. Okay, what do you think next? Mushrooms. Did it say mushrooms? Let me make sure. Yeah, mushrooms, potatoes, carrot, and garlic. Okay. So we're adding our mushrooms in. Oh, that looks heavenly. And then let's do our carrots. And then our garlic. Out. Okay, you want my help?
Yes.
Okay. Look at this. So good.
It's really a combination, just like suspicious.
So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show them again what our pot looks like. So it's sizzling pretty good here. So here's with all of the vegetables in. And so we're going to keep this going for another couple of minutes. So this is getting really thick. We're getting a lot of our yumminess in here. And once we get this set to cooking, then I'm going to go ahead and start on the slow cooker chicken. I've had this thing thawing out, so it should be good to go. Okay. Alright, so we're just keeping that on the heat. We have some very helpful furry assistants that will pick up our crumbs. I hope potatoes are okay for dogs. Oh, he's going for it. Okay.
You already ate all the potatoes.
I'm going to go ahead and start getting the next section of items ready to go. So next we're going to be adding this is where having help in the kitchen can really cut down on the prep time because I can kind of keep things moving as she's watching it. So next we're going to add the broth, which I have on the stove heated up, the tomato paste. I need, how much of that? 3. Where is my, ooh, let me rinse off my tablespoon. It's a little gross.
This looks like a big pot of something up there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of nutrition in there, and so Oblivious probably would not eat that. He is so picky. We're gonna make lots of fun of him on here because he's picky. Piggy. Okay, tomato paste. I'm gonna grab that. Grab a little tiny spatula guy. This is a 2 tablespoon. Ooh. I'm just gonna have to scoop it out. So this is the tomato paste. And this is also, I think, a really good way to teach your kids how to cook, and they're gonna get excited when they're using recipes from video games, cookbooks that they play, or my kids do anyways. Maybe not Lemon, but it depends. And I'm gonna need messy thing taken care of, and I'm planning to use this later, so hold on to that. Okay, so the soy sauce, we're gonna need 2 tablespoons, so I can just use this. It's got some regular old soy sauce here. We'll add this in. Oh, I think Limson is out for his muffins. Where's your muffins? Here you go. Recipes here because Limson has decided he is starving. He probably is pretty hungry.
This is how
I'm pushing these. Oh my gosh, those come out really good out of these silicone muffin cups. Okay, let me know what you think, Limson. What do you think? Take a bite and let me know what you think. You don't have to get on camera. Just tell me if you like them or not. I'm still going. Just take one and take a bite out of it.
Very good.
Very good. Okay, cool. Okay, why don't we grab, let's get these off of here. Plates to rest on. We're just gonna pop these guys out. I'm gonna set them on this plate. I'm definitely gonna turn this heat down as I move around. Oh goodness. Okay, so they're kind of trying to work these out so they stay all together. So these are those whole wheat blueberry muffins. Gosh, these look amazing. I'm gonna kind of set these up on the rim of the plate too. See if I can fit all the rest of them on. Last one. There we go. And that is a dozen. And these are huge. I think they're gonna fill him up quicker than he realizes. Okay, so that's what our plate of muffins looks like. I'm gonna just set these over to the side. I know T-Dog is ready to try these. So there you go. And try one. Do not get my muffin. Don't drip the muffins in the.
This is me trying a muffin.
Don't drip the muffins here. Come over here to the camera and try, where people can see your face. Is it good? Are they good?
She just stole
Okay,
my
those
muffin.
are really good. I'm making these again. Those are really good. Okay, so I'm still. Oh, turn the music down, he said. Okay. That's not what I want. The other thing I can do, if that isn't any better,
Technical difficulties.
okay, Snake Eyes, if that isn't better, tell me, and I'm just gonna mute the music until we can kind of sort that out. I don't want to be here trying to mess with all these different settings. Like I said, I'm still learning it, so doing stuff on the fly is iffy with me right now until I learn this better. So back to getting our ingredients ready for our suspicious stew. I'm watching chat too, Snake Eyes, so let me know. Let me know if that's any better, okay? And once Oblivious gets here too, I'm sure he'll help me fix some of these things. So we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna add lentils. So we need a half a cup of lentils. I have a half cup right here. Let's wipe the sugar out. what I'm doing, so we've had this on the heat, and all I'm doing is just getting these ingredients all mixed in. This looks so good. Doesn't look suspicious to me, but
well, it is a little bit suspicious.
a little bit suspicious.
Like,
suspicious stew is what this is called.
If you just regularly looked at it, you wouldn't be able to wouldn't be able to tell everything that was in it.
I'm still checking that little clump of tomato paste that hasn't quite dissolved into the broth yet. And so we're just getting this incorporated together. This looks amazing. It smells amazing. So I'm going to get this back on the heat. I'm going to check out the next recipe that I'm going to try. This is what we were going to be doing for supper while this gets up to boiling. So I've got to get that up. We're going to increase the heat to high. So I'm going to bump this up. I'm going to let that start boiling. And then once it does, we'll reduce the heat to medium. We're going to cover and let it simmer for 20 minutes. We won't add the greens in until right before serving. We don't want them to get all gross in there. And so that'll give me a chance to go ahead and get kind of set up for the next recipe. This is going to be our supper tonight. We're going to do a roasted chicken. And then I will do a short stream once that chicken is ready, just to show you what it looks like after, I think it's 5 or 6 hours of time for that to go. Check it out. And then I'm still going to set this cookbook to the side.
Make sure I didn't have blueberry on my face.
And so I'm going to find my recipe that I marked here. So what I'm cooking is we're just going to do a slow cooked whole chicken. I'm going to put it in my slow cooker. It looks like it's going to cook about 5 hours. And of course I'll be checking it with a thermometer. I have an instant read thermometer that I'll be checking it with to make sure it does get up to temperature. We're not eating raw chicken. And so I'm just going to start getting all the ingredients ready to go for that. So I've got my butter out. So I'm not doing tons and tons of dishes. I'll try to kind of reuse. That's the good thing about doing all of your cooking at one time is you're not, some of these you can just wipe them out really quick, or especially if you're doing savory recipes like for lunch and supper, I mean, you can just reuse those without having to do tons and tons of dishes. You're just doing them once. So
this is lemon, garlic, and sage.
And again, I have to make a couple minor substitutions. I don't have fresh herbs, so we're going to be using dried. So I've got the butter out. I'm going to grab some sage. It makes me think of Thanksgiving, the way sage smells, because it's in stuffing. So I've got some sage. I've got my salt and pepper are right here. I'm going to kind of scoot some of this other stuff that I'm not going to need over. Okay. More garlic. I'm going to grab another head of garlic. And this is, I'm going to just kind of push off. Okay, so it says 2 garlic cloves, so I'm going to use 4. Throw that in my little bowl for next time. So I've got my garlic here. Our whole chicken. So I've got a whole chicken right here. I am going to rinse it off before I pull it over. And I will be grabbing my multi-cooker. Right now, I'm just going to grab the inserts. After I drop a whole bunch of things. Okay, I've got my multi-cooker insert. I'm not dragging the whole thing over. It's on the other side, so we have plenty of room. Okay, I've got that. We want. I'm actually not going to get all the ingredients out because some of this I won't need. So I am going to need the parsley. I'm going to need some lemon. And I'm just going to use my lemon juicer here real quick. And then I'm going to grab my parsley. Again, I don't have fresh. I'm going to write a couple of things down. I'm always writing. Snake Eyes, is the music any better, or do I need to go ahead and turn it off? Or anybody, if I need to just silence the music, I can. I want you to be able to hear me, and then we can adjust some of these settings off stream. I'm just writing a couple of things down that I need to check after stream so that I don't forget. I always keep a notepad by. I will always think of things when I can't do them for some reason. My curse. But I always have pen and paper for that. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to check our stew. It is still not quite boiling yet. Let me just borrow this from you, baby. I just want it, well, we want it on high heat until it starts boiling, and then it is just starting to. I'll show it off real quick. So here's our suspicious stew. It is just starting to barely simmer, so I'm going to put it back on the heat. Let that sit there, and then we're going to reduce the heat. Once it starts boiling, we're going to reduce the heat to medium. I'm going to just let it cook for about 20-30 minutes, or until the potatoes and carrots get tender. But I am really pumped to eat it. Oh my gosh. Our dogs love to sit out on our patio in the sun, and then they'll just sit and bark at any other dogs or people just to let them know they're watching. So we're going to go ahead and get the next recipe going. I'm trying to kind of clean my little said, why do extra dishes? This isn't going to affect the taste. And we'll use the same things for the next meal. So I've got my cutting board here. I'm going to just go through and see if anything really needs to be prepped. The only thing is we need to mince the garlic cloves. So I'll just go ahead and peel these little guys real quick. I think T-Dog's kind of watching that soup for me.
It looks and smells really, really good. It's also looking quite suspicious.
It's looking suspicious. Our suspicious stew.
It's looking a bit sus.
Little bit sus. I'm learning new Gen Z lingo, which I guess we got sus off of Among Us. Ooh, maybe we need a Lethal Company. Is there any type of food in Lethal Company since we're going to be playing that later today?
I'm really sorry to tell you this, but there is not any company.
No food in Lethal
There's
Company?
like toys in there, but like if you guys don't know what Lethal Company is, you basically work for this company and you go to different planets, and the planets have monsters on them, and you collect these things from the planet. Then you take it back to the company building and you sell it to meet your profit quota. And if you meet your profit quota, then you go on another mission to another planet or moon or whatever. And
I have never played this game, so today's going to be my first time playing this game.
And we use mods sometimes. I don't think you'll have mods, so we'll do ones that don't affect you. Like we'll change the color of our space, shoots and stuff. So yeah, that's basically Lethal Company in a nutshell. There's monsters.
And so you've got to watch out for the monsters, and you've still got to deliver
and you
the
also,
resources.
You
correct?
have to know the species, because some they can see you but they can't hear you. Some they can hear you but they can't see you. So you have to like know what's on the planet. And Gabe knows everything, so he can tell you, and he tells me a lot too. But there's like this dog, and it can't see you, but it can hear you, and it is very terrifying. Whenever it comes, I crouch down and I'm just like trembling because I'm like, I better not make any sound, because it eats you, and it has a big mouth to be able to eat you. So, and then if you don't meet your profit quota, you like that.
Oh wow! So you don't. Oh goodness. Garlic to get everything prepped for the next recipe. T-Dog, how is our soup looking? How is our suspicious stew coming across?
Well, it's looking quite suspicious.
Uh-oh. We don't want that. Except that's the name of it.
It has some bubbles. It's like even when I stir it, after I stir it, it still has more bubbles coming up. The onions are still looking quite suspicious. We make garlic mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, I ought to do my mashed potatoes on here, which I don't have.
We're gonna do it on
measurements.
Thanksgiving,
I want it to. Yeah, I'll be doing it for Thanksgiving for sure. Okay, so that takes care of our garlic. There's really not a lot of prep for this recipe, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're gonna get our chicken ready. I'm just kind of moving things around so I've got plenty of space to work in, because this next recipe is gonna get our hands dirty. do. I'm just placing things because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing to this chicken. And make sure that I've got plenty of room and I can still keep things fairly sanitary. So our soup is boiling now. I am going to go ahead and show you that really quick. Our soup is boiling. I'm just going to show you what it looks like before I cover it. It just now started. I'm just giving it a good stir around. I hope you can see this. This smells so good. I am really pumped about it.
Oh, I can even smell it from here. It smells amazing.
And again, this is a recipe from the official Minecraft cookbook that we bought. And so we're trying, this is the first recipe we've tried out of this book. And then I'm moving it. Nope, it's not gonna be ready yet. This is just when we need to reduce the heat. Yeah. So if you're hungry, you got enough. I'm gonna reduce the heat down.
I just want to be tasty.
And then now I'm covering it. Giving it just a little area to vent. And so that's just gonna be hanging out on the oven cooking. I reduce the heat to medium. And so I'll check those potatoes. I'll go by the time to a point, but really what we're worried about is the carrots and the potatoes getting soft. And so I'll test those with a fork here in a bit. And as soon as those are soft and ready to eat, then we'll be able to eat our soup. And I'll stir in the greens too, right before we serve. Or the baby spinach that I'm gonna use. So leaving that there. Okay, so we're getting ready to get really, really dirty here. I'm getting ready to get the chicken out, and what I'm gonna do, I'm debating on how to, what would be the best way to do this so you can see what I'm doing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to just use a pan just to show you how I'm going to get this chicken ready. So you can see what I'm doing and hopefully do it with the less mess possible because I will be working with a whole chicken here. And this thing's going to be slow cooking for 5 hours. This is what we're going to be doing for supper tonight. And so by the time Oblivious gets home from work, we'll have a nice slow cooked chicken to get ready. And so I'm just gonna keep everything here. And what I'm gonna do is T-Dog will entertain you for a few minutes while I just cut it open. I'm just gonna rinse it off under the sink, and then I will bring it over here and we will get started on the next recipe.
Dresses are white. Gold. So she's white dresses, and this girl's fur is white, and so my brother named her Galadriel. Yeah, she's very cute. She's very timid. She does not like people at all. She only likes my family. She mainly likes my brother, and then she kind of just runs away from people. So we're trying to get that over with. Her breed is a mix of Schnauzer, Pekingese, and Chihuahua. She is like my video game buddy and my
what I have here is I have our chicken. And all I did to this chicken is I just rinsed it off under just water in the sink, and then I did pull the giblets out of the cavity, and so it's ready to go. So I'm gonna get it ready inside this pot, or inside this dish, just so I'm not cooking it in here, just so you can see what I'm doing. So, and then that way I can kind of disinfect everything when I'm finished. So, I'm going to see if there's any kind of excess, like skin or fat we need to get off. Honestly, I like to try to tuck as much in as I can, because all that is more flavor. And so a lot of times when I'm cooking these, if I can just tuck it away, that is what I do. So I've got it all here, ready to go.
That chicken sure ate a lot.
Yeah.
It's thick.
So first step is we're going to stir together the butter, sage, salt, and pepper in a small bowl. So while this is here, I'm going to just wash my hands again.
Wait, I should wash my hands.
Yeah, anytime you're working with raw meat. Anytime I'm working with raw meat, I will probably wash my hands 5 or 6 times. Again, I don't do germs. So let's get everything kind of ready to go. And I'm going to be reusing some of my previous dishes. Why not? I may give them a quick rinse off if there's stuff on them, but this way I'm not just constantly. That's what I'm trying to show, is whenever you're using something like a slow cooker for your dinner, even for lunch, or lunch is something that maybe it's got to cook for a little while, you can get it on the oven and then get dinner prepped. You can really cut down on how much cleanup time you have, because a lot of these things you can just wipe down, unless you're going from like a dessert to like chicken or something like that. Yeah, you may need to do some washer, or from like any sort of raw meat to anything. So that way you can keep your kitchen clean, but you're not doing just dish after dish after dish. Okay, so I'm gonna put my butter in here, and this is at room temperature. The sage, use a couple of teaspoons of dried sage, because I do not That's where the head was.
It has a booty.
What's next? Oh, and the garlic. So we're gonna get our garlic in here. Okay, so I've got all of my ingredients. And then we're just gonna kind of mush these together. This is where having the butter at room temperature is really gonna be helpful. And just try to get all of this really mixed up and incorporated together. So we've got garlic, pepper, sage. So this is going to be kind of and this is a really easy recipe. I think the hardest part about working with the whole of birds is just getting them cleaned up and ready to go. But once you kind of get everything, once you get them prepped, then once they go in the slow cooker, then they're going to be absolutely tender and delicious, and you've got the rest of the day to kind of do whatever you want. And then when it's supper time, it's more of a just serve situation. One thing I may consider doing on our stream this evening, if I have time, I may make like a bread, like a quick bread. I'll see what I have. Okay, so that's all together. And so pretty much what we're gonna do, again, like I said, we're gonna get our hands really, really dirty here. What's going on? Did their dog get away? What are they yelling at? Drama at the dog park. Nothing like some dog park drama. Okay, I'm just scooping everything off my spatula here. Okay, so we're gonna get dirty with our chicken. We're gonna fill all of its places. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this butter mixture, this butter and herb mixture, we're just gonna rub it all over the chicken. We're gonna do the outside of it. This isn't spreading as well as I'd hoped. And I'm gonna try to get as much of it underneath the skin as I possibly can, because that is just gonna put more flavor into the bird. And so any of these little loose skin areas, or if I can kind of pull the skin back, then I will just shove as much of this mixture in there as I possibly can. Trying to kind of find loose skin areas. This skin's really on this bird good. So we'll get some up here. See, there's some kind of areas here I can push it into. And again, we're still kind of working it around. I'm gonna flip the bird around. Like I said, that's some extra skin. I'm just kind of tucking it into the cavity there. And I'm gonna just kind of push this on, because it's slick, and so if we can get as much of it to stick on here as we can, and I'm working more into that cavity where the neck was. It looks like I have dirt on my hands, but this is not dirt. It is sage, butter, garlic. In hindsight, I should have dried this chicken off. So we're just gonna have, it's gonna kind of just sit on here. I'm getting it, it's working in now, kind of, but in hindsight, drying this off would have made a bigger, better bird. Kind of rub it around, get this skin good and buttered up, and I know you're not gonna really see that butter getting in there on once I actually get it into the pan. So let me get as much of this off my fingers as I possibly can. And then T-Dog, I need your help because you're going to save me a hand wash here. And so here is kind of the cavity of the bird.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think I'm going to wait because I don't, yeah, I'm changing my mind here at the last minute. So, okay, so I've got the skin good and buttered up. Get it, kind of give it a barrier here. And then I'm putting as much of the herb on it as I possibly can. No, I kind of changed my mind on what I was going to do there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this into my multi-cooker. So we're going to be using the slow cook setting on this. So I'll just move my pan. I'm going to grab this thing. I've got a rack sitting in here for the chicken to cook on. And we're going to put it with the breast side up. And I'm just going to fit it in there. Hands dry. So we've got our chicken here. Show Witch. Hi Rufio the Lost. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. If you have any questions, whines, gripes, concerns, or complaints, let me know. I'll see what I can do. We're making, I'm just making a slow cooker chicken. This is a really, really easy recipe. It's going to end up cooking for 5 hours on low. And so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm reading, sorry. So this is going to cook between 5 and 6 hours, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in. This is getting ready to go into the laundry. I'm going to go ahead and get this into my slow cooker. put the insert in the slow cooker. I'm gonna wash my hands one more time because it was kind of touching that insert. And that way I can keep my hands nice and clean. Okay, so I've got our supper started. I have not decided quite yet on what sides to do. We may go ahead and do just a salad with it, but I'm not sure yet. I'll kind of see how the day plays out. I do think I missed a step.
Shame.
Nope, I didn't. Okay. This is going to end up having a lot of drippings as well. And so we will end up making a gravy to go with it. So what I'm thinking is I'm thinking about doing some mashed potatoes that we can just pour the gravy over that is going to result from this recipe. So we may do that. I'm not going to get into that yet because I don't want those potatoes to turn all brown on me. Let's see. Rufio. I ruined my cast iron pan last night, so I'm hanging out in the kitchen today redoing it. I'm just here for the kitchen vibes. Well, hey, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. I am looking for, I actually don't have a cast iron pan, and so I've been looking for a good one because I want to be able to make like cornbread and, well, I mean, you can do so many things with a cast iron pan. And so if you have any suggestions, I'm definitely open to that because that is one of the things on my list is to get a really, really good cast iron pan to start working with. I used to cook all the time. I started working a lot of hours, and so it has been several years since I've made like anything other than, just throw it in and get it going things. And so I'm trying to kind of start restocking my kitchen with tools and items that I'm going to need. And so if you have any suggestions, I'm definitely open to that. I'm so glad you're here for the kitchen vibes. Very welcome. Any advice or anything you want to see on the stream in the future, or even now if it's quick, just let me know in the chat. I saw today a 10-inch lodge for $15. That's all you need, $20 max. That's what I've been hearing, and I've heard of lodge before, and so I'm thinking that's what I think I may go with that. I know I've been listening to an audiobook called The Food Lab, and he was recommending lodge in the book, and so that's probably what I'm going to end up going with. And cast iron, they're not expensive. Once you get them good and seasoned, I mean, you can make some amazing food in them. And so I think I will take your advice on the lodge. Tune in, and I'll see when I can get it here. 10 inches best. Okay, I will take you up on that. I'll take your advice on that. I think I'll order a lodge pan here shortly after my stream and see how it works out. I love to cook, and a lot. Typically on this channel, we stream video games. We play video games with our kids a lot. In fact, later today, I think we're going to be playing Lethal Company. And so the recipes that I'm cooking, especially the lunch recipe that I did, is actually from this Minecraft cookbook that we found. And so I'm doing a recipe called Suspicious Stew. My daughter tells me that in the game, when you eat this stew, it can either give you good stats or bad stats. And so hopefully this one gives us good stats, but I will be showing it here in a minute. I think it is almost ready. I just got that. I got the physical hardcover with a spiral to lay flat in the kitchen. Oh, so did you get the Minecraft one? Is that what you're meaning? one thing on cookbooks I am discovering is how much I hate it when I get a book that won't stay open. Because like I have a cookbook holder. I just use this. I'll show you. I just use this little thing. But like this book I have here, it like, I have to really, yeah. And I'm like constantly like pushing on the binding, but then I'm trying to not screw up the book. Because I need them to open so I can see the recipe. And so, yeah, I'm turning into somebody who's like, hey, what does the binding look like that on that book before I buy it? So, let me check our stew. I want to see, it's been simmering for a bit. Oh my heavens, that looks so good. Okay, I'm going to pull it over here. I'll let you see what it looks like until I can get my camera is kind of sorted out in the kitchen. So this is the suspicious stew from the Minecraft cookbook. And so this is what it's looking like. It's been simmering for, I'm not sure how long it has been simmering since I started prepping our dinner chicken. And so I'm just gonna grab a fork. Chicken breast in, and then I may do a stream later. I think what I'll do is right before the chicken is done, I think I will do another stream, and that is when I'm going to make the mashed potatoes, and then there's going to be drippings from that chicken that I want to make a nice gravy with. And so I'll do a stream. The chicken, it says it needs to cook between 5 and 6 hours, so I'll be checking it throughout the day with my thermometer and just seeing where it's at. Salt, fat, acid, heat is really good on audiobook. That one really taught me a lot. I bought it again as a physical copy for the charts. Oh yes, I saw that one as well. And I think I'm going to go ahead, which the Food Lab, it comes with all these PDFs that you can print. I'm always up and going, and so if I can do Audible, I will, or do the audiobook. But I think I'm going to go buy a physical copy. I understand what you were saying now. You got the physical copy of the Food Lab. I really, really like it. And I think that's what I'm going to do as well, because if I feel like I'm going to keep referencing something, I was debating on, do I just use the printer ink and print all the PDFs or just go buy a copy? I think I am going to buy the copy because I feel like there's so much in there. I mean, he goes through things in such detail, things that I didn't realize, but it's like detail you need. And so, and then I saw that salt, fat, acid, heat. I saw that one was really highly rated. I think that is probably going to be my next Audible purchase. And then buy it as a physical copy as well. And that way, because I'll keep listening to stuff, just picking the kids up from school or whatever it is that we're doing. I really love audio books for that reason, though, because we're always going. I think, but yeah, I know I put it on my wish list, so I will definitely print them as you need them. You won't need every one. That's probably a good rule there too. And I have like a whole thing of page protectors I got for one of the kids for school. They needed like 3, and I got like a 100 pack for some reason. I think it was a cheap thing on Amazon. And so I may just throw them in an old 3-ring binder and put them in page protectors, just the pages I need. That's a good idea. The music is still overpowering. I'm going to go ahead and just silence it. Is that better? Somebody else is in here earlier, they said it too, and I turned it way down, but I'm just going to go ahead and I believe it is silenced. Let me check one more thing. Okay, me know. Let me know if that is better. Let me know if that is better on the music. And I'm still learning all of my music and cameras and Streamlabs and all these things. And so anything that's out of whack, please let me know. And if I have to just mute it until I can get in there and deal with it, I will definitely do that. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate that. So my plan is later. I think I'll do mashed potatoes. When I do mashed potatoes, I don't really go by a recipe. I just go by what dairy do I have in the fridge. And then I just keep whipping it until they look like how I want. And so we may just go through that before the chicken is ready this evening before Oblivious gets home. I don't know if you've ever watched this stream before. We typically stream video games, but I love to cook. And so we've been getting all these different video game based cookbooks. In fact, I have The Witcher on the way later. I've got 2 Dungeons and Dragons cookbooks we've made some recipes out of. These are those books. And so some of the recipes in these are just delicious. And so this is where I can kind of do what I like to do on this channel. Because we play a lot of video games and board games with our kids. And so we can keep, kind of keep some sort of theme to the channel. But I love to cook. And so I'm planning to start streaming a lot of what I cook because the way our schedules kind of work, I'm hoping to start doing like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but like doing it all at once where I'm using the multi-cooker, or even if I slow roast something in the oven, kind of spend 2 or 3 hours in the kitchen in the morning getting everything ready. I definitely got up way later than I intended today. But kind of doing all of that together. My kids are on break right now, and so kind of leaving that afternoon and evening open for us to stream either video games or board games. We play Dungeons and Dragons sometimes too. And so, yeah, just kind of showing that you can incorporate some of the video games into other parts and engage your kids with that. I did have my daughter T-Dog in here a while ago helping me, but I think she is playing, what are you playing right now? Unraveled. She has been playing a game called Unraveled. It is adorable. I actually listen to that soundtrack a lot. It's got really pretty music. Okay, so I am going to check on my stew, our suspicious stew, because it is almost done. Okay, it is very close to being done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some baby spinach. It says greens in the recipe, but I had spinach on hand. I had greens, and I bought them. They weren't going to go out of date for like 5 days, and the next morning they were kind of mushy, and I'm like, I'm not taking a chance on that. So we're going to use baby spinach instead of greens. Close enough, right? This has already been washed, so I'm not going to worry about getting in there and washing it. And so we're supposed to add, I think it is, yes, 1 cup of packed greens to our suspicious stew. So I will get those. I'm probably just going to grab a handful and throw it in the pot. And then let me grab my pot holders again. I'm going to show you what the stew looks like. Again. Okay, so this has been simmering a little bit longer. I'm just going to set this over here. And then, oh, my spoon. I left it. They abandoned my spoon. Okay, so these, oh, I can already tell those have gotten way more tender. Okay, because they were just really close before. Yeah, the fork almost just falls into the potatoes. This is exactly what I wanted. So this is our stew. It has finished cooking. And so this is what...
Does it look suspicious?
Does it look suspicious? It does not look suspicious. It actually smells amazing. I'm going to grab a spoon really quick just to see if I need to add any salt to the broth.
I think it looks quite suspicious. Looks like the imposter.
I do think it needs a little bit of salt. Just like a touch of salt. And I'm going to measure this very accurately here. There you go. Just kind of stir that in. Make sure we've got plenty of flavor. This smells so good. This looks amazing. And so this is what me and the kids will be doing for lunch, and I know we're going to have leftovers. I almost want to make some kind of bread or rolls to go with this. Because
We don't have any like roll kind of bread.
well, we would need something quick. I don't have any big garlic bread. All right, I'm just going to put this on low so it stays hot. Okay. So, okay. I'm letting my chicken set. We've got our suspicious stew. So I am going to show one more. Okay, so I'm going to kind of set out what we have done today. So far. So what we did for our breakfast is our muffins. And so I'm just going to show a couple of our muffins here. Aha! I'll kind of show. There we go. So there's the muffins that we did that you could do for breakfast. Those are really quick. They didn't take that long. They were pretty fast, really. That's what those look like. Next, I'm going to grab some of our stew in a pot here. Just get a big old. I love it. It's so chunky. Okay, so here is our stew. Here, I really want some bread to go with that. You know what? I forgot something. I didn't stir the greens in. I'm just gonna pour this back in really quick. I'm just gonna literally take a handful. I'm just gonna take a handful of this spinach right here. The baby spinach. I'm just gonna take like a really generous handful. I'm stirring it in the pot. I'm going to pull this over here. Where did I? Here they are. Okay, let me put my pot holders back down. I'm going to just put this over here. I threw it in, and then we're just gonna kind of let the heat get with the spinach, wilt it down. It says chopped, but since I'm using the baby greens, I know this is gonna kind of wilt down. And so I just put it in as is. I think on these little details, you can kind of do whatever you want. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This looks amazing. So that is our suspicious stew from Minecraft, from our Minecraft cookbook. Aha, look at that. Oh my goodness, guys. This looks so good. Way good. I'm going to go ahead and get another serving back in the bowl since I dumped it in. No harm done. Okay, so there is our bowl of suspicious stew. And then I will put that on very low, just a tiny bit of heat to just keep it from getting cold. And then these were our muffins that we did for breakfast, our suspicious stew. Let's see if we can kind of get, no, my camera is not going to work with me. So that is our our suspicious stew from the Minecraft book. This is our muffins from, and I didn't use a video game cookbook for those. I used this. I'll just show again. This was the Gordon Ramsay's Healthy Appetite, and this recipe is called
Whole wheat blueberry muffins.
Yeah, I think it's just whole wheat. Let me see. Yeah, whole wheat blueberry muffins. I have not cooked anything out of this cookbook that we did not like the whole family didn't like, except the only thing is Limzon, my son, he is a vegetarian, and so he wouldn't have tried any of the meat-based dishes, but any of the vegetarian ones that I've cooked out of there, they've been a big hit with the family, and so. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the kids fed lunch. I'm actually prepping Kenji's pot roast today too. Really? Oh, I want to know how that works for you because I want to try that. Everything he has said in there, it's like it makes sense. It's like, oh, I didn't know, but it makes sense. And so I really, really, really want to see that. Let me know, like send me a chat next time I'm on or however. I want to know how that works. Because, yeah, I'll be kind of working that, the food lab recipes into what I do as well. Because some of the things in there I really want to try. Just some of those kind of different techniques. And a lot of them are, I like it because it's like very based on like a home cook and what they have available. It's not like stuff that I don't even understand. And so I'm hoping, I'm going to be printing some of the PDFs from that Audible file too, to see what it looks like. And then I think what we'll do is just some mashed potatoes with our roasted chicken tonight, maybe a salad, get some veggies in here. This is Spike. Spike helps us clean up the floor when we drop things. He's really helpful with that. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Rubio. I really, really appreciate it. I'm planning to be streaming most days of the week. The only thing on weekends, if the kids have certain activities, I may not be able to, but especially during the week, my plan is to be streaming most days. I will be sorting out my camera issues and my sound issues a little bit better. I'm learning as I go, and so if anybody has any recommendations, please hit me with them. I'm salting today to cook tomorrow to finish Thursday. Oh, yes. I remember hearing on one of them, he was talking about salting, what was it, 24 hours? Something. It was like a really long time to salt ahead or do it like within 40 minutes of cooking or something like that. Oh my gosh, it's all blurring together. I listen to these while I'm, we've got some, let's get that off my screen. Got some things popping up wanting to update. And so hopefully I'll be here throughout. I'll try to get more of my, what am I trying to say? More of my stream pages updated. Get them updated and ready to go. My plan is once I finish this stream, I'm going to clean up the kitchen, and maybe in about an hour, me and the kids are going to be streaming Lethal Company together. Yeah, they've been super pumped about it.
Spike will probably help us.
And hey, if I come up with any Lethal Company recipe ideas, maybe
they don't really have any food or drinks in the game.
Oh, they don't.
No, you just collect like cans of collect cans or random toys you find on planets. And you send them to the company building.
And then they help you out. Okay. Well, I'm hoping we'll have fun. I am terrible at video games. I just play them.
What's bad about it?
I can cook, but playing video games
If you don't meet your profit quota, instead of just firing you like a normal company would
they
do,
just kill you.
they extract you from the ship and you go off in space.
Oh, they just kick you. You're done with oxygen
They just
at that
like-
point. They're just
they're
gonna
just
take that. They're gonna take it out. That is awesome. Well, we'll play that. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably get extracted a time or two.
Well, it distracts everybody.
Oh, it just kicks the whole crew out. It's like
They just open the ship door.
we're done paying for your oxygen. Get out.
Mhm.
I love it.
You can
I
buy
love it.
You can also buy stuff to like help you in the company, in like the planet that you're on. You can buy flashlights, walkie-talkies, a TV,
I am also waiting for my
Witcher
cookbook to get here. It's supposed to be here sometime today. It says it's out for delivery, so anytime today it should be here, and then I will definitely be cooking some recipes out of that because I love The Witcher. I've read the books. Actually, I listened to most of them on Audible, but I have the physical copies too. And I was like, that's like perfect for me. So I may just aim to do every recipe in that book, depending on what it has. And so yeah, I hope to see everybody again on my stream this evening. I will do another stream. What I'm gonna do is I will just make my mashed potatoes. And then we're going to make the sauce that goes with our roast chicken. And so the timer on the pot says 4.5 hours. I set it for 5. It says it could cook for 5 to 6. So what I'm going to do is use my thermometer. I'm going to just check it once I think probably after the original 5 hours. I will start checking the temperature on the chicken. And when I feel like we're getting pretty close, we'll fire the stream back up. We'll get our potatoes ready to go. We're going to make mashed potatoes, and then we're going to make the gravy from the drippings from the chicken. And then that will be what our supper is. And we're going to eat our stew, clean up the kitchen, and then we're going to stream Lethal Company with T-Dog and Limzon.
Did you forget what was in my job description?
I guess I did.
Taste tester.
Taste tester. All right, are you ready to try the soup? Give it a try. Tell me what you think. It's hot, so
Looks
don't just
quite suspicious.
Don't take a huge bite of it and burn your mouth. Oh, you need your step stool. Here, you're not in the camera shot.
Sorry, I'm so short, bro.
There we go. There, just do the first step. That's all you need. Yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. Give you a little boost. A little boosty.
The potatoes are perfect. Me love. 10.
10 with the spoon. 11. It's 11 because of the spoon.
Yeah. Here,
That's perfect.
I can't drop the spoon, but Spiky also says 10.
But yeah, I'll be cooking a lot. I cook all the time, so I kind of, Oblivious was like, why not just stream it? I'm like, well, sure. And so I plan on being here often. I hope everybody stops in as much as they can. And I love interacting. If you have questions, if you want to talk about a show, I don't care. And we'll see how this goes.
Drop my potato.
I think it's cool when you can incorporate these recipe books that are video games that like our kids play, that we play with our games, or with our kids. These games that we play with our kids. I think it is really cool to kind of incorporate all that together. And we will be streaming what we're cooking on Thanksgiving. I plan on getting up pretty early. And so I'll be streaming our Thanksgiving meal too. So I hope to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. And then hopefully around, let's see. I would say around 6. I think we'll fire the stream back up for the mashed potatoes. And
Wait, we're having mashed potatoes tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And I hope to see you again here in a few hours so we can see how that chicken is doing. I'm going to plan on about 6 o'clock to get all of that started. And we'll probably try to post some of that once we decide on actual time. So Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching us, and we'll see you this evening, I hope. Bye, Rufio.
Bye.